All right, guys, this week I've got a whole new truck camping setup that I just changed. I got rid of the camper shell and decided to go a whole new route, and I got some really cool stuff to share with y'all today. Y'all stick around. So last week I decided to completely remove my truck camping setup for my truck, kind of threw a curveball at you guys because it's something that I've been building out for the past few months. If you follow along, you know that I added the camper shell and then I designed and built and then installed that custom solo bed system that we took out last week. And in last week's video, I removed all of that and installed this DiamondBack HD bed cover. And I went over in that video most of the reasons why I'm switching setups, why I'm going from a truck bed camper style camping system to a rooftop tent system. And there's a lot of reasons, and I went over in that video. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check out that video. But the main reason was I didn't get to use my truck as a truck. When I built that setup, it was really cool for camping, but I had to haul it around with me everywhere I went. You know, the camper shell, the bed system in the back. It was really, really cool setup. But if I needed to pick up something from Lowe's, or if I was working on a project and I needed to go get something, you know, that wouldn't fit back there with the bed system or lumber, you know, I didn't want to get all that stuff dirty back there. So I had to drag a trailer with me to Lowe's and Home Depot and places like that. And I really missed using the back of my truck. Not to mention that full setup was really, really heavy and it killed my gas mileage. These Tacomas already get horrible, horrible gas mileage, and having all that weight back there with this big setup made it even worse. So I figured out a way with utilizing DiamondBack's HD bed cover and their Yakima HD overhaul system that I can make a quick detached camping setup. And that's what I'm gonna show you guys today. I finally got it all kind of put together, and now today, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to see why I switched to the rooftop tent style and how I'm gonna be able to use this when I wanna go camping, and when I don't wanna go camping, within the matter of minutes, I can remove this whole setup, stick it in my garage, out of the way, and then I've got my truck back and I can actually use it to drive around. So today's video, I'm gonna show you two cool products. First is gonna be this Yakima Overhaul HD unit that I got from DiamondBack when I ordered my bed cover. And then we're gonna go outside and I'm gonna show you guys my latest Amazon find. It is the Nature's Nest. As you can tell, I don't know if you can see the logo on the tent, but a few weeks ago, if you remember or if you follow along, you know I did a full unboxing of that Nature Nest rooftop tent that I found on Amazon. Well, I got back on Amazon because everybody was like, you need to pair that with a 270 awning, and I've never had one. I really wanted to try one out. And the company who sells the tent on Amazon also carry the same brand 270 awning. So this thing is awesome. As you've seen at that clip at the very beginning of this video, it wraps just about the entire truck with an awning. But I'm gonna show you guys this. We'll kind of open it up, show you how quick it sets up. Very fast. I really like this thing. But first, let me show you how I plan to make this whole unit a quick detached camp system. So when we decide we want to go camping, I'm literally going to be able to come out here, pick up all of this at one time, lock it on top of this DiamondBack bed cover, and we're going to be able to hit the road and go. But let me show you guys this Yakima setup that makes all of this possible, and then we'll get on to the awning setup. So y'all check this out. All right, so first things first, if you guys like this DiamondBack setup with this Yakima setup that I'm fixing to show you today, I will have it linked in the video description below. I got the whole setup from DiamondBack. If you didn't know, they do partner with Yakima. So if you order this setup, you don't have to go to two different websites. You can literally order this DiamondBack with the Yakima tracks pre-installed. So you don't even have to install the setup. And then if you order this kit like it is with this Yakima Overhaul HD setup, they ship everything to you at one time, and you can bolt it all straight onto your DiamondBack bed cover with no problems at all. All of it will be linked in the video description. But this is the Yakima Overhaul HD. And when you order it, it'll come into 3 boxes, and I got them laying here to show you. You'll get one long box, which is your top rails that come all the way across here. I got a light under here, but this tent being on the truck has kind of got everything dark over here. But you'll get the one long box for your two runners. They got them in a couple of different widths, so if your truck is, you know, bigger or you want something wider, you can go with something a little bit wider. I think I went with the 60-inch. Yeah, this is the medium. So they got a couple of different sizes of these bars. Then you'll have two more boxes whenever you order this kit. You will have your main uprights right here in the Overhaul HD box, and that is these guys right here. These aluminum powder coated, I guess they're called uprights, and you got 4 of them that'll come. And then in the other box will be this, I think this is kind of optional if you want to use it or not, but it's these little rubber rails, and they are right here. Now, when you get these, they will be longer on one side, and you do have to trim them. There's lines to trim them. And the reason is because this kit is not just designed to mount on top of your DiamondBack. This can also be mounted on the side of your regular truck bed. So you've got both options. The boxes actually come with both ways to mount it. The T-track mount, you know, the way that I have it here on top of the DiamondBack, and the option where it actually mounts to the side of your truck. So you'll have all of that in the box system. So if you want to run it with the DiamondBack, you can, or if you want to run it without a DiamondBack, you can, which to me, with the DiamondBack is the way to go. It looks so clean. I mean, look how flush everything looks. I mean, this is the cleanest setup that you're gonna find, I promise you. You're not gonna find anything any cleaner than this. This is straight, smooth lines. It's completely adjustable because the DiamondBack actually bolts straight down into these, I mean, not the DiamondBack, excuse me, the Yakima rails actually bolt right into this T-track that I had pre-installed from DiamondBack. And you can actually slide this. You can loosen this up and adjust it just about any way you want it. And what's really cool, if the tent wasn't on here and the awning, of course, wasn't on here, you could still open up this DiamondBack bed cover with these racks on here. So if you wanted to run these racks for a kayak on top of your truck or your canoe or whatever, but you wanted to leave the racks on there, you could still get into the bed of your truck with no issues, because the way DiamondBack designed it, they don't hit each other. So this hinges up just enough, this hinges up just enough, and the rails won't hit each other no matter really where you got them mounted. But that is the Yakima Overhaul HD. It is freaking awesome. It is designed to be able to go, you can adjust the height of this. So I've got it on its lowest setting. Let's see if you can see where the tent is above my print suit rack. You can kind of see the bottom of the tent rail. I've got maybe an inch above the print suit rack, and that's on the lowest setting. But if you loosen up these bolts right here, the lighting is so bad in here. Let's see if you can see this side better. So this upright right here has a couple of bolts here and a couple of bolts here. You loosen those up, and this will actually slide up and down, and you can raise this rack really high above a truck. So if you've got a bigger truck or if you've got something on the cab that you need to clear, you can run it like that. And the reason I went with this is because you can see that my rooftop tent is way longer than the bed of my truck. And you obviously don't want to run around with your tent sticking way out here just so that it clears your back window. So if you run these Overhaul HD kits from Yakima, it actually will pick it up above the cab so you can flush mount everything with the back. As you guys can see, I've got my tent and awning kind of flush with the back of my truck, and then it all hangs over the top. Everything clears really good. I can still open my door here with the awning to get to my refrigerator setup I've got. This thing is awesome. Now, let's get to this really cool awning. So you can see it's a little bit bigger than the tent. If I can get the camera up there. It sticks out a little bit further on each side, not a whole lot. This end right here is mainly bag, mostly, but it's in a really heavy duty bag, and it is really cool. We're gonna have to pull outside to review this thing to show it to you, but here's the plan for the rest of this video. I'm gonna pull the truck outside. We're gonna open up this awning. I'm gonna show you how it works, how it's got the legs. It's even got kick ups, you know, that kind of kick the top up to keep the rain off. And it just about completely seals itself against this tent all the way around. So we can use the bed for cooking. We can set chairs and stuff up under the awning here. We can get to the refrigerator because it goes further out this way. It actually swings out and covers the whole front side of the truck. and then the other end swings out all the way around the back and covers the whole back end of the truck. So let's go outside, we'll open it up, I'll let you guys check this out, and then we're gonna test my theory on this being quick disconnect, because I'm gonna take those 8 nuts off, we're gonna grab the tractor and see if this just picks up like I'm planning to off the bed of my truck. So let's go outside. All right, so I've made it to my backyard and I'm kind of excited. It kind of feels like fall out here today. It's like high 70s and I'm getting pumped for this hunting season coming up. But we're out in the backyard. You're gonna hear my dogs, probably some traffic, and the chickens probably will start making noise here in a minute because they do every time I'll get back here. But this is the Nature Nest. I got it from Bamacar, the same company on Amazon where I picked up the rooftop tent. And I set it up once already. Me and my wife tried it out. This thing is awesome. It's just as I expected with, you know, when we did the unboxing of the tent. Usually if you find something like that on Amazon, it doesn't hold up to the quality of the name brand stuff that we're used to getting. That tent more than excelled past the name brand tents that I've had. If you have not seen that video, be sure to go check it out. I'll link that video here. You definitely need to check out that rooftop tent if you're into rooftop tent camping or you're looking for a good tent. That one's on Amazon. The company is called Bamacar. I'll have it listed in the video description below, along with this awning. I'll have it listed below too. But the same company, Bamacar on Amazon, is selling this 270 awning, same brand as the tent, and it's awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this up really quick. I'm gonna hop up here, show you how quick this tent pops up, and then show you how quick this 270 awning pops up. One of the things that I really like about this awning is you do not have to use the legs. It has these fold down legs that are telescopic and you can set them out any height that you want to get it exactly how you want it. That way if it's raining, you can raise one end up higher to kind of shed the water one way, but you don't even have to use it with this. If it's not that windy and you're not worried about any bad weather, you can set this whole 270 with no legs and be able to walk around without having to, you know, have a pole to walk around or something to cinch down to the ground. So let me pop everything up really quick. Now that I got that lift on the truck, it's a little bit higher to step up and down. Oh, and I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't even know if I'm in frame right now, but I don't know if you guys noticed that we were just filming this video in the garage with the rooftop tent and the lift on the truck. I bet a lot of you guys wouldn't expect that I was gonna be able to fit. I do touch the door when I come in, but it worked out perfect. So here is the tent. It sets up just like that. I'm not gonna pull the annex out, but the annex just pops up like that. I'm gonna hop down. I'll leave the tailgate open. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Make sure I ain't gotta back the camera up. Yeah, let me back it up just a little bit. Hear the rooster already start crowing. Let me get y'all back here, and then I'll let you get up close on the awning here in just a minute. There you go, that's a little bit better of a shot. Yeah, I told you that rooster is gonna start crowing. As soon as he hears me out here, he starts and he don't stop. All right, so he's gonna do it. I'm just gonna have to film around him. Let's see. You unzip it. You fold it back. It's got this little protective piece of canvas that goes over, and that's just to protect the metal here on the back from poking a hole in the bag, I believe. But you got these 3 straps. You undo these 3 straps. Then you got your fabric that folds down. Now what's cool about this, as you can see, I start spinning this out. Let me keep going here. This thing is so big. So then we get to here, and then you got this whole other section that goes the other way. And these straps, I kind of just tied them up myself when we used them the other day, because I did pre-test this thing out already. My wife loves this setup. That rooster kills me. I don't know why he does it. We're actually planning a couple of trips right now. We're booking a place to go test this out. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see us actually putting this stuff to use, we're planning some trips right now. I'm gonna hunt out of this setup this winter. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because we're definitely gonna be trying this thing out. Let's see, come on out. So this part, I'm gonna pull all the way around my truck. And for now, for the video, I'm just gonna tie it off up here to my Prinsu rack. So you get that side tied up, and then you come over here, you got another strap on this end that I hope I didn't knot up too bad. And what I've noticed is, I haven't checked yet, but I'm pretty sure there will be attachments for attaching walls to this annex, because there's Velcro, the soft part of the Velcro wrapped around this whole thing. And I guarantee you there's something out there, and I'll look into it, that we can attach to this awning to make like a wall around it or whatever. So what I do here, pull my fabric, make sure everything isn't kinked up. And I grab this strap, and we're gonna walk it all the way around to the back. How cool is this, y'all? I mean, I'm blown away. Now, for the video purpose, I'm just gonna tie this up somewhere, but what you would do is set your carabiners on here and kind of pull it to the right tension, get it just like you would want it. For now, I'm just gonna tie it up really quick so you guys get a feel of how this is gonna look. But did you guys notice I didn't do any cutting or any editing right there? That is how quick this thing just set up. Now look at this. I'm completely covered up under an awning. It covers me from all the way here, all the way around my truck, behind the tailgate. I've got plenty of room here. We got plenty of room to cook and eat out of the weather, and we can get to the rooftop tent from the other side. If you're wondering, my door's set up for the tent. With this tent, you can go in any way you want, the back or either side. And we've got the ladder set up over here so we can just go back into the tent. Let me make sure the camera's still good so y'all can actually see this. Let's see. Oh, I want to back you out further. This is huge, guys. There you go. And I'll walk you around just a minute, but I want to show you the legs really quick. So each of these posts, let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different arms come out. And on each arm, you've got these legs that are Velcroed up. You pull them down. Let's see if I can, where's it at? There it is. You pull them down. That just kind of fell on me. But they're telescopic, so I can take and turn this, slide the leg down to the length I want. If I need to pick this up, I can go up higher, twist it, lock it into place. And then you can do that with all 6 legs, or you could do it with 2 legs. You don't have to use all these. They kind of keep them out of the way. So as you've seen, you don't even have to have them. If you're just setting up for like a day trip, if me and my wife are just going to spend, you know, all day at the lake or something, I could just pop this out really quick. It takes like 3 seconds to expand, as you've seen, and you don't have to go through all this trouble of setting legs and stuff up. But there's another leg there, there's another leg there. I'll drop these so you can kind of see it, but I think you get the gist of it. Kind of picked that one up a little, didn't I? And then you just go around, you adjust all your legs and get it how you want it. And it does come with these little loops right here. It comes with plenty of rope and little tie downs and stakes. So if you are in a windy area, like on top of a mountain or something, or near the beach, you know, where it's always windy, you can actually stake this down, tie it down to the ground and get everything nice and tight so there's no sag or anywhere to hold water or anything like that. And speaking of holding water, there's also, I guess I can grab the camera now. Let me show you guys the underside, because there's these little kick up legs that actually kick up, and they will poke this up high so no water can actually collect on top, you know, make it kind of like a puddle up there, and it holds everything up so that it can roll right off the top. So let me take y'all off the tripod for a minute. You fold it up, and it goes right in the center of that little double layer piece so you don't have any damage done to it. And I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of puts a little bump, and there's one on every leg so that you can actually keep the rain going the direction that you want. I couldn't get this one up just now because I think I got the legs too far up, holding it too high. I got the fabric too tight in that spot. But how cool is this thing? So if the sun don't kill the shot, here's what it looks like from the back side. So our ladder, I don't have the ladder out, it's actually in the tent, but the ladder hangs here, It comes down this side of the truck right here. And you can actually just climb right up in there. And when you're in there, it overlooks that entire awning. And here's another leg here. And all these legs fold down. Each one of these posts has a little kick up, like I mentioned. This thing is nice, guys. It is huge. I don't think you can actually tell on camera how big this awning actually is. It is huge. And they've got their logo right here on the wall, which is kind of cool. I mean, this all aluminum, heavy duty fabric. The zippers feel good. The Velcro feels good. All of this is reinforced. This is all aluminum. I mean, stainless steel hardware on the legs. I didn't have to put any of this together. And that is one thing I really liked about this awning is I unboxed it and mounted it on the side of the rail and then opened it just like you've seen me do just there. There was no assembly required, you know, other than mounting it on the actual roof rack itself. There was no assembly required. It was really, really easy. All right, so all I'm gonna do is grab the legs. And like I mentioned, you don't even have to put these legs down if you don't wanna use them, but they Velcro themselves right back up. Oh, make sure it goes back where it's supposed to go. I'm sure that I'll use some of these legs every now and then, but like most of the time, if we're just, like I said, doing a day trip, this is exactly how we'll have it. I'll probably cinch the corners a little bit tighter to get it a little bit more snug, but other than that, this is how we will use it. All right, now we just untie it and fold it back up. So I'll untie that one. And I'll just let it hang for a minute. Now, one thing I did notice was the fabric on the two ends. You undo them and fold them back to the inside to keep from pinching anything. Or that's at least how it was when I unboxed it. So I'm gonna try to always put it back up the same way it was when I got it. Now, the front side will fold in first. You just let your fabric hang. Just like that. And this side will follow. And what I did was I made sure all my fabric was pulled out with no kinks. All right, that has got to be the easiest camp setup that I have ever done. Take down and set up. I bet I could set this up in less than 2 minutes and take it down in the same amount of time. I kept messing up. I don't know if I put it in there just now or if I skipped over it, but I kept folding my 3 straps up in the awning, so that's what took so long for me to get the awning up. If it wasn't for that, you know, the 3 straps that you originally Velcro that hold all this kind of bundled together before you zip the bag, I kept folding the awning up and then forgetting that if you don't pay attention, you'll fold those straps up in with it, and you got no way to cinch it up. You got to dig those straps out, and I kept having to unfold it. But if it wasn't for that, once I get the hang of it, I think under 2 minutes, because it takes just probably not even that long, a couple of seconds to pop this tin up and a couple of seconds to unzip this bag and walk the awning around, and It is so convenient. I love having a quick setup. That is one of the main reasons I switched. If you guys remember, if you follow me for a while, the soft top rooftop tent that I ran last year or year before last, they were really cool. They had, you know, more room than these clamshells, but they were so inconvenient. They took way too long to set up, and especially way too long to pack up, because after you go camping, if you've been on the river for 3 or 4 days or up in the woods for 3 or 4 days, when it's time to set up camp, you know, or take down camp to go home, you don't want to spend that whole time out there folding everything up in that little compact soft top tent. But this is really easy. All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get the tractor. I'm just gonna do this while we're out here. I'm gonna take off those 8 nuts, the 2 locks that I showed you guys, and those other 6 nuts. That completely unbolts this ladder rack system, or this Yakima Overhaul HD system, from the DiamondBack. I'm gonna grab the tractor. I'm gonna see if this works. I really hope it does, the way I pictured it in my head. I hope nothing changes, you know, whenever I take it off. But I think we're just gonna be able to pick this whole unit up, set it to the side, and go from camp mode to work mode in the blink of an eye. I really hope it's that easy. Let me grab the tractor and let's give it a shot. That is not gonna happen, at least not with the forks that I have. Let me show you guys why. So I'm already scared to death getting this tractor with these forks anywhere near my truck. I'm always scared to death. So I was trying to ease it in here, and the plan was to get both forks under these rails that, you know, where you mount the actual rooftop tent. These guys right here, because they're box tubing, they're sturdy, they're designed to be able to, you know, mount onto. The rest of this tent is just, you know, thin aluminum, so you don't want to mess with that at all. And my forks are not quite long enough to get where I'm comfortable anyway. So once I get as close as I can to my truck with the forks, and I get the forks in between here, I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if you can see. Maybe you can see there a little bit, but the tips of my forks were actually messing up, or starting to mess up. Can you see it? Yeah, there's a spot there, and then my fork was over there. And what was happening was my forks were actually burying into the tent as it picked up, and I didn't want to risk messing anything up. So that being said, this still will work, because I did notice, I don't know if you've seen it or not, because I kind of hit panic mode because I was worried that I was going to tear something up. So, but it did pick all 4 legs up, and then I noticed that I was starting to damage the tent, so I backed off. So it's definitely possible, and I went ahead and bolted everything back down. You don't have to have the tractor, as I said, if you're going to do it like this. It's really not that heavy. If you had a couple of guys, you know, you and a couple of buddies, 2 guys on the side with the awning, 1 guy on that side over there, you could literally just pick this tent up after it's unbolted straight up, you know, from with your hands right here on all 4 corners or something like that, and walk it off the back. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll just get my brother to come over here and help me, get my son out here to help me, and when I wanna take it off, we'll just do it like that. I am gonna probably get some fork extenders for the tractor, because I do think it'll work pretty good. If you guys got any ideas of something that I could use, you know, to do it solo. It's not gonna be hard to do with someone, but if I wanna use the tractor, I would love to be able to go in from the side right here and pick up. I could even do it from the back if they were long enough. Just drive up to the back, pick straight up on the tent, and then back it off. So if you've got any ideas on something that I could use to do that, my goal is to be able to do it solo without having to ask somebody to help. I could always build another winch system in the garage, but I don't know if I want to do that either. So y'all let me know. I'm down for some ideas from you guys on this. So, but for now, I mean, we're gonna be camping in a couple of days anyway, so I was gonna have to put it back on anyway. So this kind of helps me just not go through the trouble later on having to get it out of the garage and stick it back on the back. I just bolted it back down, put my locks back on, and I'm ready to rock and roll now. So which one of these setups do you like more? Let me know in the comments if you are one of the guys that would rather have the camper shell with that custom bed build that I did, or do you like this DiamondBack setup with this rooftop tent and the awning up here? Let me know in the comment section. I'm curious on how many of you guys are gonna like this setup versus the camper shell. Now, remember, I really like that camper shell setup, but I lost all access to my bed, and I didn't really talk about it too much in this video, but I've got this full camping setup right here, and I still have my bed to use. I still have the top of this DiamondBack to use. This DiamondBack holds 1,600 pounds, as I've said several times in this video and last. You can strap anything you want to the top of these. So I've got all of this space here to haul Yeti coolers, you know, my chairs, our gazebo, stuff that we don't mind if it gets rained on a little bit, that we can strap to the top of this. And then I've got my whole bed that I've got sealed up, it's watertight and dust tight. So I can put our gear, our fishing gear, our hunting gear in here, seal it up, lock it up in the bed of this DiamondBack, and not even really have to mess with it. If we want to pop the tent up and camp, I don't have to mess with any of this. It's not in the way of our actual camping, and I can remove this stuff pretty easily with, you know, with the tractor once I get the forks. Now right now I didn't want to risk tearing it up, so I'm not gonna tear it up just to make a video for you guys today. Once I get the forks extended or figure out how I want to do that best to be able to use the tractor, I'll let you guys know in an updated video. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you guys do subscribe, because my wife and I do plan on taking this to Tennessee very soon. Once the leaves start changing colors up there, we like to go set up camp on a lake at Watauga Dam Campground. I've never been. That's one of our new ones that we want to go up there and test out. If you've ever been there, let me know in the comments. We've found it online and we really want to test it out here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that video. We're going to test this out. I've got some gear that I'm taking with me on that trip that we're going to be kind of premiering on that camping trip and showing with you guys and letting you guys see what it is and kind of testing out some new products and stuff while we're there. So y'all subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I upload every Monday at 6 o'clock, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.